Okay, let me get this test run for you so you can kind of see the result of it. Before I get started, nice work on getting the plugin to run. I know it's kind of difficult to program things for something that you can't directly test, without having the Fallout 4 version that you need. So and I completely understand how difficult that is, and don't feel like it's imposing at all. Because I used to feel that way too. Where if I had to do something, it's like I'm asking a lot of somebody, and that's not really true. Because it does take someone to try something out to see if it works. So don't even think about that end of it, because it's fine. All of that is good. Okay, so now let's do your test. I did a test. So when the EquipSettler's DLL correctly loaded, I did do a test with the trunk, but I didn't get it to work. So I'm going to take you through that right now. So nothing has changed. So there's nothing changed, and I'll double check the log towards the end to show, we'll look at it. I'll show you what the log is. So it should be fine, because I've changed nothing. So the EquipSettlers, it's loading, that's the new one. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the game up. Now, I already had a trunk and a terminal built, so maybe I need to remove that. So I'm going to scrap it, and then I'm going to build another one, because maybe the mod has maybe there's like an event that fires when an object is created from the workbench when it's built, and then that will actually initialize the mod. So let's do that, because that is something I didn't do. I simply went to an existing chest, and I have an existing terminal, and I put the tape in it, and it didn't remove the equipment. So let's check that out. I'm not sure how F4SE handles it. So, and like I say, I'm kind of just doing this blind without really knowing the ins and outs of the actual DLLs, and that's fine. That's fine. But we can look at the behavior of the program and how the mod behaves, and then we can try to infer from that. And this will put me right back in the settlement. So, and again, the trunk and the terminal, this trunk here and this terminal, this existed from when it didn't load. So the steps are, I built this when the DLL didn't load. You kind of took one that you said, well, last shot, but I know, it's just kidding. But this is the current version. So this existed before the current version. So let's remove this. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this. So we're going to scrap this if we can. Put this back in the workshop. We're going to put this back in the workshop. All right, now let's go over to furniture, containers, and mods, and we want to drop this trunk. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this here somewhere. All right, that'll be fine. I do have place everywhere in here, but it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, there's that. Okay, so the terminal, I think, was over here in decorations, if I remember correctly. It's under TV and terminals. It is terminals, so we got to have a terminal here. And apparently USO redid this, so I want to place this. Let me go ahead and drop, I think it's this. There we go. Let's go ahead and drop this. Okay, that's good. All right, give me 1 second. I got to step away for about 10 seconds, and I will be right back. Okay, alright, sorry about that. Alrighty, now let's take a look at the terminal here. Okay, so here's our settlers over here. Okay, I think they're within range because the chest is right there. Settlers
those raiders
are there. Now this looks like I do have Eli's compendium in here, so that looks like some of her armor. So I don't think it matters though if it actually walks the NPC's inventory. So let's open the chest up. There is no tape in it, and that is correct because I do have one in my inventory. So let's go ahead and insert the tape. Okay, we've got this inserted. Okay, so we want to do reset settlers all equipment. Okay, so the chest is unlocked. Update interval is every 10 seconds. Let's go ahead and put it on every 10 seconds. Okay. Alright, let's see. Now, we'll have to take a look and see if the settlers have names, because maybe that's what the problem is. So we're going to put the settlement size. We're going to put this as max. Okay, because this should only be when it equips the settlers. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do reset all equipment. Okay. So it would have been cool if it says reset all settler equipment, and then if objects were actually put in the inventory, you know, to say, okay, I've got 10 items in there, and I've got 10 items in there, and now I have 20, so it worked. Okay, so their name is actually Settler. See, you can see they are Settler, and these are the original settlers from 10 Pines Bluff. So they still have their equipment, and this person still has his equipment. And I think he still has the gun. See, because I'm using holstered weapons, so he still has the gun. So reset did not work. If I look at the chest, there's nothing in there. So reset did not work. I just built the chest, and I just built the terminal. So that didn't work. And I'm going to double check and make sure there's no other options. Whoops, there's no other options in here. So let's load the tape back in. Okay, tape is loaded. And yeah, there's no other. The filter settlers, change settler filters, I'm not sure what it. Okay, I see, it's guards. I see what you got. I got you. So let's make sure, let's see what it says now. Workers. Alright, so let's try this. So now I've got it set to workers, and they are workers. I didn't assign them. This is the only they're vanilla. The only difference is they would be vanilla. The only difference is the outfit that was spawned. Okay, so reset still doesn't. They still have their gear.
Nice to have a positive
So just to take a
outlook
look at it, we will pick them up, and we will put show inventory. So you can see their inventory there, and if you need more information, you can see that. Okay, so if you look over here, you can see that the unofficial patch was the last change. You look in the lower right-hand corner, unofficial patch was the last change to that record. And then there's the original NPC came from Fallout 4. They are named Settler, so they do not have a unique name. Okay, so that didn't work. Now, I don't think I have any gear on me, but let's see. I don't think I do, because on this particular, I do have combat armor. Alright, so let's see if one of them uses it, okay? So let's go ahead and put combat armor. Let's go ahead and put combat armor in the trunk. Okay, so combat armor is in the trunk. You can see it there. Okay, it has a 10-second update interval, I believe. I'm gonna double check that to make sure, because I did set that to 10 seconds. All right, update interval 10 seconds. See, update is every 10 seconds. It's for workers, so I'm gonna leave that alone, and I'm gonna wait until the 10 seconds are up. And let's see if they put any combat armor on. So what I'm wondering is, that's not combat armor, those are boots.
Don't try anything, stranger.
No problem. So
this might be the first season where we'll end up with a reserve.
okay, so that's fine.
Thanks to you.
All that is fine. All right. I'm pretty sure 10 seconds already passed, but we're gonna be safe. So let's see. Let's search. See, so the combat armor is still there. Okay, so the all right, so let's go in and let's take a look at what the other filter option is. So let's take a look. I probably should have not used a filter option at all, but that's fine. So let's put the tape back in, and let's see what the next filter option is. Okay, so filter option. Okay, change the filter. Filter option is off. Okay, so now let's give that size is the max size of the settlement, and the trunk is unlocked, which I'm assuming it works, and the actual cycle time for the call to the function, I'm assuming the C library function is every 10 seconds to where it checks. So I believe they're within the radius that's required by this trunk, you know, by the parameters that is set. And then we're going to take a look at the papyrus log, and I'm gonna link that as well. And I'm going to upload this video, so it's going to take a few minutes for it to process 4K. I have a 32:9 screen, so it's actually a very, very wide screen, and any resolution other than 2160p, it's going to look incredibly blurry. Of course, he's going to wander off. Where did he go? Well, she wandered off. Okay, so I believe it's been long enough. It should be within the range. So, see, the combat armor is still in there. Okay, so that didn't, it's not updating. So now let's check the logs, okay? So I'm gonna save the game. And until we do another test, I'm gonna pull this out because I need the armor, and I can put other armor in there. Okay, so let's save, and then let's go ahead and exit out. So let's take a look now at the logs, and we're gonna look at the actual logs. That would probably be a little bit better than trying to look at it through the lens of an interface. Okay, so let's go over to here, and let's see if I have it loaded. I do not. So let's go to the folder that we need here. Let's go over to here. Right, okay. So let's take a look at the F4SE log. Okay, let's go into logs. F4SE log is what we want. Okay. Let's take a look. It should be alphabetical. EquipSettlers, see, so it's still fine. It checked it. It's, I believe, going to initialize it. Let's see. B, C, D, E, F. It should be here somewhere. We're going to do it like this. Okay, so there it preloaded the plugin. Okay, see, so it actually preloaded it. Let's see if there's any other information. See, loaded correctly. So plugin equip ng, or I mean settlers DLL, loaded correctly. Handle is 12. So it now has a handle to access its functions. And EquipSettler's ESL is in the load order. That's fine. Okay, so all looks good. So that looks fine. Now let's check the output from the EquipSettler CXL log, I think is what it is. Let's see this. Let's take a look at this. Okay, there's the output from that. It detected the runtime version, it initialized, and it says game data is ready. And there's no other messages past that. Okay, so we have that. Now let's take a look at the papyrus. So for that, let's go to, let me see here. Let's go up. Let's take a look at logs, script. Papyrus 0 is what we want. This should be from the last game. Okay, so I'm gonna look up. And it's a lot of stuff, but most of the stuff was done towards the end. See, so look where it says. Okay, so there's the Unbound. So the Unbound is still in there. I'm sure that, and I have no idea why, because this would be the log that was just created. The timestamp should be correct. Yeah, here it's 1:58, so that was done 4 minutes ago. So I'm not sure why the actual get function, where it's calling the DLL, where it's actually calling a function to the DLL. So unbound, Papyrus is not recognizing the function. So that I'm not sure, because it registered the DLL, but the DLL is the actual DLL is not putting forth any information. So it's almost like there's still one more step to where the functions can be linked, that where Papyrus is being diverted through F4SE, which then diverts the calls back through the plugin. Okay. All right, so that's the current test, and you're getting there. So amazing job, good work. So yeah, you're getting there, fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out, so that way you can see the results, because it'll be fairly large, and it takes a while to upload. But that's not a problem, because that's not a problem at all. But I'm trying to get the responses back to you as quick as I can, so you can kind of work on it. Okay, so we're good, everything's good. So let me know whenever you need me to run another test, and it might take me a couple minutes, because sometimes I go off and do something, and I come back to my computer every now and then and check to make sure that nothing comes in, or there's no other things happening. So yeah, and just let me know, and be glad to test it for you. Okay, and once again, nice work.